Hey guys, in this fight you're going to see something that really had the potential to be great, but wasn't quite. Now there's certain things I think I could have done to make this fight great. Maybe if I'd had an ASB on this Pilgrim, it's something to think about, like a large ASB shield booster. Maybe that would have kept me alive long enough to do what I wanted to do, but let's go ahead and set it up. So here I am. I'm in B-D, which was a busy system in Cloud Ring this summer after the SOB changes. And you can see that there's a Svepul, Dragoon, Taranis, Heretic. I can kill all of this. Now, unfortunately, the Svepul plus all the others, the DPS output is going to be enough to where I can't take them all at once just in a single big brawl. I'm going to have to try to separate this into multiple fights. So what I do is I approach the gate cloaked, make sure I'm safe getting out of here. You can see that the Heretic is 71 kilometers away. Even if he tries to get on this fight, it's going to take him so long to burn to gate or to warp to a tactical and back down and then burn through the bubble. It's going to take him so long to get into DY where I'm jumping to that doesn't matter. He's out of the fight, or by the time he comes in, I would have killed enough to kill him. The only fights that are going to be able to chase me through this gate are first the Svepul and Taranis, and then followed shortly by the Dragoon. So I hesitated for a minute to think, well, maybe I want to take some aggro before I jump, but I don't. I want these ships to jump through with me. So what I need to do is as soon as I jump in, they're going to jump immediately after me. So I need to make sure I move away from gate. You can see how I kind of rotated my screen to make sure I saw where I was and then double clicked in the direction that would take me directly away from the gate and not back across it. That minimizes the chances that I will fly over an enemy and therefore get scrammed and potentially be forced to fight directly on the gate. I don't want to fight on the gate. I want to fight away from the gate. So as soon as that Svepul uncloaks, he's got a long point on me, no worries. I go ahead and lock him up, and I would think that I would put drones on him, but I was really waiting for the Taranis. The Svepul didn't charge. Maybe he's an insta-lock, or I'm not really sure what he is. Let's see, 200 millimeter howitzer. So he's an arty Svepul, so he wants to stay at range. Taranis charges in to get the scram and slow me down so his buddies can get me. This is something you really want to look for a lot in your fights. And you look for that overzealous interceptor or tackler to come out and engage you. Now we're 50 kilometers off the gate. Taranis is engaged. I've got 2 staggered newts on him. Not very well staggered, but good enough. I've got a point on him, and I've got 5 infiltrator 2s on him. Technically, I'd have probably been better off with warriors, but that's debatable. So I'm still moving away, although slower now because I'm not running my micro warp drive. I'm scrammed. It's going to be hard to turn off his scram. It takes so little capacitor that it's very difficult to keep an interceptor scram off. You can turn it off here and there, maybe get a cycle of micro warp drive, but to keep it off is difficult. But you see I'm still moving away. The point behind that is now that the Heretic is in, the Dragoon never came, I want to make sure I'm continuing to move away from all of these targets so that I can take them one by one as best as possible. It's like my basic, most commonly used tactic is really just to string the enemy out so that they can become more manageable. So the Taranis is going down hard. He's down. Now right here, I think I made a mistake. Now think to yourself, what would you do right here? You're 60 kilometers off the gate. You have full health. Your shields are at maximum just about. Drones are in good shape. Capacitor's fine. You got a cap charge you can put in there. You've got a Heretic and a Svepul. What would you do? I think if I could go back and do this and think clearly about it and not be in the moment, I think what I would do here is I would turn back in and I would charge that Heretic. Or the Svepul, whichever was first. I'd probably take the Svepul first. He's not going to be able to do enough damage to really hurt me that much. And if I can get on him real fast before he gets back to the gate, then I could do some serious damage to him. And I could probably kill both the Svepul and the Heretic right here if I charged in. But I hate to ever see myself not being aggressive enough. And that's exactly what happened here. And if you're wondering about the chat there, some of the Australian guys call us U.S. people Yanks. And, in the south of the U.S., Yankee is a term for northern people, so I was trying to correct them. I realize it's different cultures, but it's just joking. See there, my implants. Pretty basic. I like to run the hyperlink. I don't have it in there right now, but when I'm flying this Shield Nano Pilgrim, I like to run the Zor's hyperlink, because what that does is it allows me to get a little bit more speed out of the ship, and the speed is really key to the tactics, to the nano tactics you use when flying it. I almost fly this ship. It's very similar to my Stabber Fleet issue, very similar, the same tactics, except with this I have the newts. I hate that I was so non-aggressive. I didn't take the risks I should have taken there. But I still want this fight to keep going. In my head, this fight's not over. I'm going to jump back in, and now they're -1 Taranis. And you can see here that Svapul isn't on grid, so he could come back, but he's not on grid. The Dragoon's 26 kilometers away. Heretic's 68. Heretic's basically isolated himself out of the fight. However, I think he's going to... I don't know how he's fit. We'll see in a second. So this Dragoon, he's not really a threat. I mean, if he got right on top of me, he can Nas and do all that stuff. But keep him at range at around 20k, and I can dunk him just super fast. Svapul is going to be coming back pretty soon, I imagine. He's not on scan yet. So I want to kill this Dragoon and then go for the Heretic. The Heretic's really the nice kill here. It's the thing that's going to die really quick, and it's going to have a really nice value. The Svapul as well would be a good one. But ideally, if I had the choice here, I would start approaching, or if I could go back, I would start approaching that Heretic right now, micro warp drive on. I would almost completely ignore that Svapul, although I should have him locked to get newts on him. That's a mistake. Trying to look and see what's doing damage to me, because you see I'm taking a lot more damage now. The Dragoon's down, so I've got 2 kills out of this, which is good. But what's doing damage to me? We got Hobgoblin 2s from the Dragoon, but he's down. Light missiles from the Heretic, okay, and Artie from the Svapul. So between the two, that's probably 400 or 500 DPS. I don't know. Could be 6, 7. Anyway, so I go on the Heretic, and God, it looks good. It looks like I'm going to get this guy. If I just stayed on him for a second more, come on. I'm not even sure. It looks, he's got to die. He's got to die. I warped. See, I don't even know why I did that. That upsets me that I did that. That was a mistake. I had my armor and my structure left. I could have pushed that. They were both neuted out. Let's back that up. Let's back that up and just really check that decision. Okay. All right, so I want to take it right to the line. Nope, 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 nope. Back. All right, right about there. Okay, so this is the point where I decided to get out. And it was a bad mistake. I just cost myself a kill, because if you look here, I've got newts on both targets. The Heretic's going down so fast, he's in panic mode. He's no threat to me right now as far as tackle. He's not going to focus on tackle. He's going to be focusing on trying to warp away and trying to manage his tank to get as much tank out of his ship as possible. So he's no threat to me at all. The Svapul is double neuted, probably, hopefully, staggered newts. I can't tell which one's which right there. I have 0 risk here. They're going to do a little bit more damage to me before the Heretic dies. But all I would have to do is turn off the micro warp drive, align to that gate, not warp, just align, keep newt pressure, and wait for that Heretic to die. That Heretic is going to die in about 2 seconds had I not pulled my drones in. Or my drones are not. Okay, that's okay. I didn't even pull my drones in. Had I just stayed on field for like 3 more seconds, man, that's irritating. That's really bad. But that's why you record your videos and use search the website for open source broadcaster, or open broadcaster. I think it's open source broadcaster. OBS. That's a good thing to search for. And that's why I use to record my videos. But you can see the, I guess the That's the Scimitar, the Svapul bragging, even though they just lost 2 ships and almost a third had I stayed for another 3 seconds. But the OBS, you can record your fights and you can see things like that. I don't remember noticing that when I first did this fight. I thought it was a pretty good fight. Now that I go back and look at it, I can see that was a pretty massive mistake. I just gave away a heretic kill right there. That could have been much better. So don't do like me. Be a little bit more aggressive. Had I been just a little bit more aggressive, then that would have been a very nice set of fights instead of just a pretty good set of fights. So live and learn. Record your videos so you spot your mistakes. And that's it.